All right, let's dive right in. I recently came across a philosophy that just completely flips the script on how we're taught to think about success. It really pushes back against that whole hustle harder culture and points us in a totally different and honestly pretty counterintuitive direction. And this is it, the core idea from the philosopher Jim Rohn. Success is not something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become. Just let that sink in for a second. It shifts the entire focus away from the external stuff, the job title, the money, the recognition, and puts it squarely on the internal, your character, your skills, who you are actually becoming day in and day out. So what we're really looking at here are two completely different paths. On one side, you've got chasing. You know this world, it's that endless treadmill of hustling, running faster, just trying to grab for more. But on the other side, you have attracting. And this is all about internal growth, building your capacity, and simply becoming more. One is a frantic, exhausting sprint. The other is about creating a powerful, undeniable gravity. So let's really dig into this first big idea, how to shift from an external hunt to internal growth. And honestly, it all comes down to one single crucial word. That word is capacity. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, think of it like this. All those things we want, big opportunities, wealth, recognition, they're heavy. They require wisdom and emotional stability to manage correctly. If you haven't built the internal muscles to handle that weight, success can either just slip right through your fingers or, even worse, it can totally crush you. This is exactly why personal growth has to come before the achievement. Now, this next idea is super direct and maybe a little tough to hear. It's the humbling part of this philosophy. Your current level of success is a direct reflection of your current level of personal development. It's a simple equation. If you want more impact, if you want more income, you first have to become more. The bottleneck, this philosophy argues, is always you. Here's a fantastic way to picture it. You wouldn't just throw seeds on barren rock and expect a harvest, right? Of course not. You have to prepare the soil first. Well, in this case, that rich, fertile internal soil is your discipline, your self-awareness, your knowledge. Without it, even the best ambitions and opportunities just won't be able to take root. Okay, so that brings us to the absolute foundation of everything else, your mindset. This is the very lens that colors your entire reality. The idea here is that your mind is an incredibly powerful magnet. If you're constantly focused on problems, limitations, and everything that's wrong, you will literally start pulling more of that into your life. But if you can shift your focus to opportunities, to solutions, to possibilities, you'll start seeing them everywhere. It's simple. What you focus on expands. And this isn't just some abstract philosophy. It connects perfectly with the modern psychological concept of a growth mindset. This is that core belief that your abilities aren't fixed. They can be developed. And when you believe that, challenges suddenly become learning opportunities. Failure isn't a dead end. It's just data. Adopting this view is absolutely essential if you want to become the kind of person who attracts success. Of course, your mindset isn't shaped in a vacuum. You've probably heard this famous line before, and it gets right to the heart of it. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about it. Ambition, negativity, discipline, complacency, these things are contagious. You are constantly absorbing the attitudes of those around you. So the real question is, are they lifting you up or are they pulling you down? And in today's world, this idea is so much broader than it used to be. Your 5 people aren't just who you get coffee with anymore. It's the podcasts you feed your mind, the social media feeds you scroll through, the news you consume. You have to be an intentional, active gatekeeper of the voices you allow into your head. So, if mindset is the foundation, what's the engine that actually drives this transformation forward? Well, it comes down to 2 key things: discipline and value. This is what builds the bridge from where you are right now to where you truly want to be. Now, discipline isn't about some huge, heroic gesture. It's not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's simply the bridge between your goals and their achievement. And it's built one small brick at a time, through consistent daily actions, especially on the days you don't feel like it and when no one is watching. And here is where it gets really counterintuitive. Most of us, we think of discipline as restriction. We think it limits our freedom. But this philosophy argues the complete opposite is true. I mean, think about it. The undisciplined person is a slave to their moods, their impulses, their distractions. The disciplined person, though, they create structure, they gain control, and they actually earn their freedom. In a very real way, discipline is freedom. And every single time you follow through on something, you're doing something really profound. You're building self-respect. You make a small promise to yourself, maybe to wake up on time or to finish a task, and you keep it. You do that over and over consistently, and you start to build this unshakable identity as someone who delivers. This discipline connects directly to how you show up in the real world, especially in your career. This quote is a total game changer. You don't get paid for your time. You get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. The world doesn't reward you for just clocking in and out. It rewards you for the problems you solve and the value you create. Just asking yourself this one question can shift everything. It takes you out of a victim mentality, why aren't I getting more, and puts you squarely in the driver's seat. It puts your destiny back in your own hands by focusing on the one thing you can actually control, your own growth and your own contribution. So, how do you become more valuable? You do it through relentless self-education. Look, formal education will get you in the door, for sure. It'll make you a living. But it's the constant learning, the books you read, the skills you acquire on your own time that lets you see connections and opportunities that everyone else misses. That, right there, is where the real fortune is made. So, you do all this. You build your capacity, you master your mindset, you live with discipline. What's the ultimate goal? Is it just about accumulating more stuff? No. This philosophy points towards something so much bigger. The highest level of this philosophy, the ultimate definition of real success, is contribution. This is where your focus shifts entirely from what you can get to what you can give. It becomes about solving real problems for other people and making a genuine positive difference in the world. This right here captures that shift in motivation perfectly. The goal is no longer to be better than other people, it's to be better for other people. It's not about competition, it's about service. And success built on that kind of foundation is stable, it's fulfilling, and it creates ripples you can't even begin to imagine. But at the end of the day, after all the achievements and contributions, the number one prize isn't the money in the bank or the title on your business card. It's the person you had to become to earn it. That internal transformation is recession-proof. It's the one thing that can never, ever be taken away from you. So let's just put it all together. The process of building your success magnet starts by shifting your mindset away from chasing and toward attracting. Then you build that solid foundation of a growth mindset and personal capacity. You fuel the engine with daily discipline and a focus on creating value. And finally, you aim for the real prize, which is making a contribution. And that leaves us with one final, and I think crucial question. This isn't just theory, it's about action. So looking at your own life right now, what is one small, consistent action you'll commit to starting today to begin building that stronger magnet and preparing that richer soil for tomorrow?